You see this? There's a reason why I'm holding him. And I obviously have the shirt right now. Today, after 4 long years, today, Free Dive to the Future has finally come. You don't know how excited I was, every single fan of Free was. You like right now, I'm still trying to process everything in my head because I was so excited. Like, my timeline on Twitter had blown up. Tumblr's blown up over this. It's trending on Tumblr. It's crazy. I don't think any of us would have thought 4 years ago that we were going to get another season, because we thought, season 2, Eternal Summer, was it. That was it. We didn't mind that we would get movies or OVAs. That's fine. But for a whole new season, I think a lot of us were, as much as we were excited and highly anticipating of it, we were also very anxious because we didn't know how KyoAni will handle this season, seeing as how season 2 has ended. So here I am today with my first impressions of Free Dive to the Future episode 1. This is actually my first official Free review, because I tried to experiment with it with the first season, and I think I did that 2 years ago. But I say, you know what, scrap that. And actually, I'm kind of glad, because now I can actually sit here and review each week for the next 11 weeks, because 12 episodes. I can update you guys and tell you how I felt about this episode and the things that happened, and try to dig into some of the deeper details that they're trying to send across as a message in the episodes. I'm just, right now, I really have no words. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I am so happy right now. I'm legitimately happy. Like, I couldn't sleep properly last night because I was that excited. And now I came this morning, and then we had the live streams, and then Crunchyroll and everything. So I'm, today's a good day. Outside is sunny. You can't really see it, but you see the light coming in through it. Outside is sunny. Today's a good day. It's Water Wednesdays, the best day out the week, aside from Sundays. Go Tama. But nonetheless, so first off, most of our characters are in university. Of course, we know that Rin, if you saw Eternal Summer, Take Your Marks, and Timeless Melody, both Bonds and Promises, you know that Rin has went back to Australia, so he's no longer in Japan. Of course, Haru, Makoto are now university students, so they're no longer, little kids or, teenage boys. They're young adults now, so they're taking a step towards bigger things, towards a bigger future. So while they're at their university, we come across several characters that we've seen both from the movies, from the movies, and they make their reappearance and now as actual main characters and secondary characters. So we saw Asahi and Kisame, we saw Ikiya, we saw new characters as well, like Hiyori, who was introduced in the movies from Timeless Melody, and also he was in Take Your Mark, so he's a brand new character in the Free franchise. We also saw Sosuke, we saw the Iwatobi Club, we saw the Samizuke Club. Not to mention, Iwatobi has 3 new members. 1 member is a manager and the other 2 are going to be swimmers. I mean, even though the club is still not big, it's good that they're growing. So hopefully by the end of the season, they get an even bigger amount of members to join their club. So that being said, within the episode, like I said, they're now starting their journey as university students. Haru and Asahi actually met up, and they attend the same university as well as Kisame. And there happened to be a newcomers tournament. So all the new first years that have joined the swimming club at their university, they go up against several other universities in the Kanto region, and they just to go demonstrate their skills. We also saw where Hiyori, he made a comment saying that these are copies of Ikiya, and I'm like, do you not know Ikiya, his style of swimming is inspired by Haru's. So I can't wait till that little part unfolds when these guys actually do interact. And like I said, Rin is in Australia, and then we end up seeing the character that was a mysterious character of, I think a lot of us thought one of the mysterious characters that they had, but never told us who they were. Two of them at least. The one with the blonde hair, I think most of us thought he was around the same age group as Rin, or possibly a little older. Possibly he may be the new coach for Rin when he's in Australia. So while that is happening, we have where Haru, Makoto, Asahi, and Kisumi are in Asahi's sister's restaurant, and they're reminiscing back on their old days being in middle school and everything. And then they come across a picture where they say Ikia, and you definitely see like how that affected all three of them, because Kisumi didn't know what happened to Ikia. We come to find out that he traveled with his brother to America, but eventually he is back in Japan. He attends a different university aside from all of them. But pretty much that's all what happened, because this is now setting up for the next episode, because when Haru and Asahi were finished with their newcomers tournament and they were walking down the hall, Haru saw Ikia, and then he's so shocked because he didn't expect to see him at all ever again. He possibly may have thought that Ikia was still in America with his brother Natsuya. So next week, I can't wait, because I feel like next week is going to be a confrontation. They're going to actually bump into each other, and we're going to see how things unfold. The animation, my god, like when you compare this to 2013, you can clearly see a vast difference. And I mean, 5 years has passed since then, so it's quite obvious, but it just looks so clean, so crisp, just like right down to the very bitty details. They try to make it look as good as they can, and the art style is phenomenal. Okay, I know I probably may be hyping this up too much, but when you enjoy something a lot, you can't help but give a lot of compliments. But at the same time, I'll try to give, other types of feedback about the series. So to talk about the opening first, and then I'm going to get to the ending, because I think the ending was hilarious. So the opening, it looks like a typical shonen sports series. And we all know, if you're a Free fan, you know it's way off from shonen. It's more drama than anything. And I saw in the opening, particularly, there were a few points in the opening that actually caught my attention the most. There was 4 characters that were introduced in the opening. One of them we saw during the episode. He made his appearance when Asahi and Haru were during their tournament, and then he's looking at Haru and kind of giving this creepy like smile. And then we saw another character, 2 blondes, one with a more sun-kissed blonde, and another guy who had his back towards the audience, but he had platinum blonde hair type. And I'm like, who are these new characters, and why did we not get no info? Possibly we'll get more info on these characters and how they're going to affect everyone that we know of. Not only that, there was a female, and the minute I saw her, I did read translations of the novel online, high-speed novels online, and I don't know why, but instantly when I saw her, I felt that this character is Aki Yazaki, because they also made a manga for the high-speed novels and they illustrate how she looked. So my guess is they're finally going to put her into the anime, because it would make sense, because she's from the novels and she does have a past with the original high-speed characters, in particular Haru, Makoto, Asahi, and Ikia. So if that is her, I want to see what they're going to do with her character in this whole new season. So, and then also we saw, like, I put it on social media, I said Haru looks like he is unlocking his inner Super Saiyan. So I think there's going to be more turmoil for Haru, because we obviously saw from season 2 how Haru broke down and we saw it in the opening and we didn't really think much of it, but because we saw what happened during the season, I'm kind of afraid that Haru is going to have a breakdown 2.0 in this season, and it may either deal with Ikea, possibly with Ikea, and then with these new characters. So I'm kind of scared, but I'm also anxious to see what's going to go on. Now for the ending. The ending! I love it. I love it. It's idols. They turn into idols, okay? First it starts off, oh, everybody's in vibrant colors and everything of that sort, and then it's like they're walking, it's like a play that they're doing. So we have our Style 5, and then they end up meeting the other characters who look like they were thugs trying to jump on them, and then we end up seeing like them dressing in classy suits and dresses. Go is finally in an ending, finally. This is actually the first time that I ever seen Go in an ending. They actually consider her character in the ending, aside from the opening. And then they start all dancing. They start dancing on the stage and singing and doing all these moves. And I'm like, I'm trying to wrap my head around it, but it's just so fun. And they did, they retconned back to season 2's ending where we had Style 5 do their similar poses, and they did the same thing back again in this ending. So I said, that's a callback from season 2's ending, and I really like that, what KyoAni did. So I'm sorry for my rambling. I really am, but I'm just so excited. There's so much that happened in this episode, and like I said, I'm trying to wrap my brain around it. But if you guys saw this first episode of Free Dive to the Future episode 1, please do tell me your comments down below on how you felt about this episode. What were some of your favorite parts of this episode? What are some things that you caught on that I didn't mention? And how do you feel about the reveal of these newer characters? What do you think their place will be in this entire story? Because I mean, we only have 12 episodes, so I want to see how KyoAni is going to incorporate this, especially for the fact that this is not just one location they're in. It's 3 different locations and possibly more. So I want to see how KyoAni is going to do this and not, leave loopholes in the story or make it feel like something could have been added more. So nonetheless, again, tell me your comments down below. I will love to read them and respond back to you guys. Do check out the links in the description box. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!